The real reason why men ghost you. It's time to help a lover out. Kindly give this video a like and subscribe for more videos like this. Here's a scenario. You're talking to someone for a while, they seem super interested in you, and then poof, the communication comes to a screeching halt. If you've ever been ghosted before, then you're probably familiar with that play-by-play. Being ghosted is a huge and common problem people have to face nowadays, especially in online dating. When a person you thought you had a connection with suddenly stops replying, you'll likely feel the sting of rejection. It's horrible and something I would never wish upon someone. But I've known men who do it. Here's a rundown of the most common reasons why men ghost women. I hope they help you see that it's rarely about you and all about them. 1. Men ghost women because they're too scared to be upfront about things. According to a study on ghosting among millennials carried out by Bank MyCell, the main reason why men ghost women is to avoid confrontation. Letting someone know that you're not really into them takes balls. Some men simply entirely lack those. They don't dare disappoint you directly because they're worried you might say something mean in return. Like that you're upset, or that God forbid you feel the same way and you're not into them either. Some men's fragile egos couldn't possibly take such a horrendous blow. Ghosting you is his chicken-hearted way of ensuring that he is the one rejecting you and not the other way around. Don't waste your time with these kinds of men. 2. Men ghost women when they want to keep stringing them along as a plan B. Another big reason why men ghost women is when they want to intentionally end things on a vague note. Letting you know that he's not interested would give you a clear message to move on. Ghosting, on the other hand, leaves an opening for the possibility of him getting back to you later on. Dick move. Some men resort to these types of games when they get to know another woman, whom they consider a better catch. Getting together with her becomes their prime objective, but they want to keep things vague just in case it doesn't work out according to plan. That's why they want to keep their first date as a backup. I've seen guys pull this move countless times. They'll first ghost a girl for a couple of weeks and then suddenly get back to her with some lame excuse like, "Oh sorry, things at work have been so stressful, I just completely forgot about everything else." Then they'll continue stinging her along until the next better catch comes along. Yes, men can be very calculative sometimes and monkey bar. When a guy ghosts you, be careful if you decide to give him a second chance. Keep in mind that if he truly cared about you, he would have found the time to let you know he was busy. 3. Men ghost women because they don't have to deal with any negative consequences. Ghosting has become such a prevalent practice since the age of the internet and online dating. According to a study done by an online dating platform, Plenty of Fish, a staggering 78% of participants experience being ghosted at least once. The main advantage of online dating is that it provides a much larger pool of potential partners we may have never met otherwise. This huge benefit comes with one big drawback though. It allows people to be rude and treat each other badly without ever having to face any real-life consequences. Most of the time, the person you match with on online dating platforms is a complete stranger. You don't have any ties or friends in common. This means that if this guy acts like a jerk or ghosts you, he'll most likely never have to deal with any consequences. You don't know any of his friends. And there is no one to whom you could complain about his behavior that would bring this matter back to him. Regardless of how he acts, he'll never be dubbed as flaky or lose face in the eyes of the people whose opinion he actually cares about. Unfortunately, the lack of accountability often brings up the worst in some people. 4. They're going through something personal. This one is an occasionally justifiable reason for ghosting someone, IMO. And one that I think you can bounce back from. Let's say you just started talking to someone and their close friend dies, and they don't know how to unload all of this on someone new. That situation could warrant a second chance. There just needs to be solid proof that they've done the work, or that they put in the time to actually change and work through whatever the issue was, Jones says. And you, the person who was ghosted, would need to actually forgive them. Otherwise, you'll end up getting back together, and every time you're in a fight, the ghosting will come up again. And nobody will like that. 5. They're dealing with anxiety. Generalized anxiety often stems from fears, including abandonment or not being perfect, which can easily trickle down into one's relationship. And so because the person is anxious in love, it can be very difficult for them to settle into or get comfortable in a relationship, Jones says. They may actually do things to self-sabotage, think, ghosting. 6. There's a safety concern in the relationship. Let's face it, sometimes someone might ghost because they feel they have no other option. By the way, it's not just women who feel unsafe in relationships. 49% of men have experienced at least one psychologically aggressive behavior by an intimate partner, and 4 out of 10 men have experienced at least one form of coercive control by an intimate partner in their lifetime, according to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence. Sometimes the only way to walk away from a toxic relationship is to just disappear, Jones says. 7. They don't want to get too attached. Maybe the person you're seeing moved around a lot is a kid or grew up in a chaotic family environment where people were always moving in and out of their life. Jones often sees these early adolescent experiences play out in current relationships. They learned very early on that people, places, and things weren't stable, Jones explains. And as a safety mechanism, they try not to get too emotionally attached to any one person, place, or thing. C. Not your fault. 8. They got what they wanted from you. This is, I fear, very common. People use people, Jones says. That could mean financially, sexually, or in the workplace. Once they feel like they've accomplished what they wanted to accomplish, they'll disappear. And the truth is, they weren't really ever interested in a relationship with you. You were kind of approached under the guise that they were, Jones explains. Conclusion: when it comes to being ghosted, I've seen female friends of mine often blame themselves for it and feel like they did something wrong. That is mostly not the case though. If you've been ghosted recently, you might be feeling regretful, like you missed out on something. The truth is, you just dodged a bullet here. Men who resort to ghosting are often immature and aren't really looking for a serious relationship. Guys who are too scared to be upfront about things, want to string you along, or don't have any standards or manners are not good boyfriend material. Have any man ghost you before? What happened? Let's share experiences. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so I can continue making videos like this for you.